Hey guys, easy type of question that you're going to see many times on these tests. It's called a redundancy and wordiness question. And before you are aware of these types of questions, you will get them wrong oftentimes. And then once you're aware of them, they are so easy. So let's get into it. Redundancy and wordiness. The idea with these questions is that the ACT and SAT want the language in your writing to be formal yet concise. So formal. Sometimes you will see answers that are so ridiculously casual. They're actually hilarious. They're pretty funny. That might happen a little more in the ACT. The other point, in addition to formal and concise, well, in addition to formal, is that they have to be concise. That means no repetitive words. You can't have words that say something that's already been said in the sentence. And once you realize it's this type of question, look for answers that are using redundant language. And then they're very easy. It's actually almost fun to find, and you will get all these right, and you'll get like 1 to 4 more questions correct per section. So we'll get into it. So question 5 here is an example. This is from SAT, and it says here, they met regularly at the flour mill and Banneker's home, where they met to discuss debates in astronomy. All right, so you may notice when you first read it that it says met twice. So there's no way no change is right. I'm going to cross out met because it says at the beginning they met regularly. All right, answer choice B. They met regularly at the flour mill and Banneker's home. Meeting repeats the met that's already been said. We're going to cross that out. C, I guarantee, is the answer. And then D, again, repeats the meeting. So it's saying they met, they're meeting, but it already says they met. It's redundant. So very clearly this answer is C. And we'll look at an ACT here, question 7. And we'll read no change. Seeing remnants of outdoor advertisements from a bygone era. No change looks good. B says a bygone era that is no more. That's what a bygone era is. So that is no more is repetitive. Of another time, same thing. It's a bygone era. We know it's another time. Era of times past. That's another way of saying bygone era. So all of these are blatantly saying something repetitive that was already in the sentence. One quick thing. Only hunt for redundant answers when you realize it's a redundancy and wordiness question. So if it's an ICDC question or underlined verbs question, don't just go for the shortest answer. The redundant answers will basically only show up on redundancy and wordiness questions where that's basically the only thing they're testing. So if you're doing a grammar question having to do with colons or commas or something else, don't try to get rid of answers on the grounds of concise, short answers. Only do this when you realize it's a redundancy and wordiness question, and that's the only thing they're testing on this question. They're not doing underlined verbs or commas or colons or anything else. It's only in this type of question where this type of wrong answer shows up. But when you realize it's this type of question, it's very easy to find those redundant answers, cross them out, you get the question right. And usually before students know these questions exist, they can get them wrong, maybe half the time at least. Once you realize this type of question, super easy, you'll get them right every time going forward.